Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, this is crazy. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $1.66, up 0.79% on the day. You can see XRP has recovered some of the late night sell-off that we saw yesterday. If we take the wick right into consideration, XRP is up about 10%, 10.5% from the low. But if we're just going to take, let's say, this level here, XRP is up about 7% on the movement since the low that we saw on Saturday night evening. For me, for you, it was Saturday afternoon, maybe, or Saturday night, depending on where you are around the world, 7.5%. Bitcoin has held the 77,000 range outside of this wick here that dropped all the way to 75,000. And Ethereum dropped all the way down on the wick to 3,200, but the low here, we could call it 2,300, 2,400. And actually, there's a very interesting, we'll talk about Mr. Lee in just a second. His kind of prediction, or someone that works for him predicted exactly this level for Ethereum and what they said that could potentially happen from here. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of the video. Of course, funny stats, right? Yesterday I made two videos. One was like 20 minutes and one was like 13 minutes. And they both averaged the same amount of time. So either you guys have an attention span that's, it drops off exactly at the same point, or something's weird is going on. But we're looking at the fear right now. So after yesterday, the markets dropped. We had Ethereum and Solana down like 15% on the day. It was a big sell-off, lots of liquidations. I don't know if we get the full scale of liquidations, but $2.56 billion liquidated in the last 24 hours, 1 billion on Ethereum, 1.08, just on Ethereum, a billion yesterday, or the last 24 hours, 729 billion on Bitcoin. I'm going to show you something in just a second. Your mouth is going to be on the floor. 1 second, you'll see. Solana, 189 million. XRP, not that bad, 56 million. So there was the initial, last night when we talked, there was the initial kind of sell-off there. But, if you go, okay, XRP, 56 million, and Ethereum 1 billion was liquidated, right? So when we look at that, we're like, okay, I understand why maybe XRP, if you go year to date, it's down 9.6%, whereas Ethereum is down almost 20% right now. And Solana, well, Cardano 11, so pretty good. Solana 15 and Bitcoin 10. So XRP and Bitcoin are around the same. Actually, XRP is now doing better than Bitcoin year to date. So if you're holding XRP and Bitcoin year to date, you'd be in better situation. But that's not what had my mouth on the floor. You could say almost, I was like, I gasped, or I almost fainted when I saw it. Someone had a liquidation on Hyperliquid, right, of the Ethereum liquidation of $222.65 million was liquidated on Hyperliquid, one single position. Holy smokus, that ain't no jokes, right? I've made some big numbers, I've lost some big numbers, but just to see that in one day, one trade, ay caramba. I don't know who this person is. I hope that they have a B in their crypto portfolio, meaning they're billions, right? They have billions, not millions. And this was not their whole position, and they got wiped out. But that's the nature of the crypto market in a sense. When people look at raise the question, and we raised the question last night, and I asked, why is crypto crashing today? And we talked about, the Fed and Iran, and those could have been the triggers, right? But what's the the underlying thing here, right? Before I tell you, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. I won't DM you. I won't befriend you. Those are imposters. Those are scammers. If you see me in the comment section, something weird like WhatsApp or something, that's not me as well. Just be very careful out there. Don't click on any weird links from even people that you know and they're suddenly like sending you links. No, don't click on those. Contact them, call them on the phone, talk to them personally and see what's up. Okay. So the underlying thing here and why the crypto market has been so aggressive on the sell-offs is because of the leverage. And it's not just the leverage, it's the over or herd like optimistic nature when the market is going up. So in the beginning of January, people were getting very optimistic. I was like, "Ooh, right, we're going to the moon." Right? That was the sentiment people were having. And then it totally flipped, right? It's funny, the CNBC talking about XRP and talking about the crypto market there on that day. Remember, we talked about it. Since then, the market has been in a free fall. And that created optimism. People over leveraged themselves. Then the market dipped. People were like, oh, it's just a little dip. They over leveraged again, right? And when, precious metals started selling off, cascading, rolling, huge 200 individual $200 million liquidations there, right? And again, I told you this, and I'll say again: if you want to short the market, you can short the market. If you want to go long in the market, go long in the market. That is your prerogative. You have to understand that those kinds of potential gains come with a big potential risk. All right, so you have to take that in consideration. If you are interested in leverage trading, in the market and trading the markets, that's your prerogative, right? Our partner BTCC is giving out a 30% deposit bonus right now. So if you sign up using my link, you get that 30% deposit bonus. Link is in the description down below. But again, please trade responsibly. We've seen what big leverage has done and wiped out positions. For example, I've been sharing my positions with you on BYDFI. And yes, they are down, but they are still low leverage, so they're not hit that bad, right? So they're down, but they're down, right? But they're still not in fear of getting liquidated, right? So that's very, very important. Okay, so you have to take into consideration that if you use low leverage, it can be used in a very productive way. It comes with risk, of course, but if you use high leverage, right, and even the exchanges, they'll warn you about this. They'll be like, hey, over this leverage, make sure, that you're going with great risk. The problem is many people use that because they think, oh, if I times that, then if the market goes up 1%, 2%, I can make X, right? But you can also get liquidated if it goes the other way very, very fast. So again, you have to take this into consideration and you have to understand the risks and rewards of the crypto market of using leverage, okay? And sometimes the market might be in extreme fear and you might want to go the other way, and that's fine. It might be in extreme greed and you want to go the other way. That's fine. Again, it's always up to you at the end of the day. You take the risk and you take the profits too. You'll take the losses, but you also take the profits. That's why it's individual and it's every single person for themselves, right? That's how the markets are. Okay, so that's very, very important to remember. Now, if we go and we look at the markets right now, Tom Lee was on a podcast, Mr. Lee, a few days ago, and he actually said that one of the people that work for them that they have hired, he called out that he said the bottom was going to be at 2,400. He said it would touch that area and that would be a market bottom. Lee maintains that once the metals rally cools, crypto will close the gap to his original sky high targets, which is around Ethereum at 9,000, Bitcoin at 250,000. There's been a lot of people right now that are saying, hey, look, precious metals sold off yesterday, on Friday. And the money didn't flow straight into crypto. Well, of course, first of all, there's the people still want to see what's going to happen with the markets. All those profit taking, they're looking at the markets. Maybe it doesn't go straight in. Maybe it doesn't go at all. But the fact is that there was still fear and that was creating cascading selling effects in the crypto market. Whereas precious metals was off on the weekend. Maybe if it was on the weekend, we'd see the continuation of the collapse. Maybe because of the weekend, it kind of stabilizes a little bit. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. So other people that are trying to pinch you and say, "Oh, look, you said that this was going to happen and it didn't happen," in the next 24 hours. Okay, it might happen, it might not happen. Theoretically, that's what people think is going to happen. Does it mean that the 1 trillion or how many trillions that was removed from silver and gold on Friday will instantaneously jump to the crypto market? No. But in a week or two, in a month or two, that yeah, maybe that could flow there, and maybe they buy the dip, or maybe it continues to dip. Again, it's all about your perspective and what you think is going to happen. And listen, Tom Lee is down, or Bitmine is down 6 billion on Ethereum. They continue to buy, despite, right, they're continuing to accumulate and stake Ethereum. Um, they have a cost basis of 3.8. Remember, when Ethereum was at its high, they were buying, buying, buying. And now they're, sitting on their hands. It is what it is, but that's the tactic. And Saylor uses the same tactic. He was buying when it's high, and maybe he got a little bit ahead of themselves, both of them. But it looked like we were going into that crescendo in the end of 2025. So even the brightest minds and the best investors and people that have been very successful in life, sometimes their timing is off, right? And Saylor is very, very close to getting into a situation where their Bitcoin position is actually at a loss, right? So, people are looking at that and they're looking at it in fear as well. So, maybe that creates fear next week when the markets open up. We'll be a lot smarter by Friday next week. But it's going to be a very interesting week to see. I know I say this almost every week because I find this interesting, right? And you might make jokes or have a drinking game whenever I say this week is going to be interesting. But in my book, it is, and things that could potentially happen here are interesting to me. Okay. We have the current government situation. See if there is a shutdown, not a shutdown, what's going to happen with the SEC, no SEC, okay? And Raul Paul says, remember the last time the government shut down? Yes, the market did exactly this. It's all about liquidity still, and the TGA is still trapped until this finally resolves. Meanwhile, expect more ugliness. The beatings shall continue until morale improves. And this is, altcoins are rough right now. A lot of people are talking about already the situation that, hey, potentially a lot of altcoins that people have dreamed about recovering to 2021 highs. It's not going to happen. And yeah, we've talked about this along the way that, many assets that were hot in 2017 never recovered in 2021. And we're going to have the same scenario here where many will never recover to their highs that they saw in 2021. To say, oh, it's going to bounce back. No, you can't think like that. There's going to be some assets that will. They're going to be the assets that are going to be strong. And there's going to be some new assets. And again, it's all about balance and finding the ones and releasing some and holding some. You're going to have some duds. It's inevitable. You're going to have some losses. It's inevitable. You can't have 100% success rate. That's not going to happen. So you have to take all these things into consideration. Okay. This was interesting, and it's making the rounds, the e-files, right? That were released. And there was this email talking about Ripple and Stellar, how that they were, potential risk for the E-man. And so, people are in the interwebs are, Ripple is going to change the finance. And he was scared of them, right, back in the day. Yes, I know potentially a lot of banks are scared of crypto. A lot of banks are scared of stable coins. A lot of banks are scared of a lot of things, because, if their money way gets changed or gets hurt, then they don't make as much money. So of course they're going to be scared, right? And I'm going to want to end on an optimistic note. Although Benjamin is kind of bearish right now, if you go and you look at all his other posts, right? But he says this is the bull case for Bitcoin, looking, all right. If Bitcoin sweeps lower, the pattern would look a lot like prior patterns for Google and Nvidia. And he says here, I would think that the rally would not result in a new all-time high, but a macro lower high. Before going to the 200-week SMA, a lot of people are talking about that as well. You can see, so Google had a resistance, it pulled back, and then support, and then it ran. Same thing for Nvidia here. Potentially, we could see now people are talking about potential here for Bitcoin, and the support would be the 68,000. I actually want to look at the 78,000, which was the previous high. Remember before, sorry, 72,000, which was the previous high. Before we you pulled back here to 53, and then we ran up and broke 100,000 and all that happened in October, November of 2024. So that's going to be a level that I'm looking at, 72,000, that area. You see all these yellow lines here because there was a lot of new all-time highs that were created. And then we have the 68,000, which was the old all-time high from 2021. And that also would be a very, very strong support level. So we're not there yet, but we could potentially get there. So you'd have to take that into consideration as well. Again, XRP right now is at 167, recovering, a little bit. We'll see. Can it get back to 170, 175? Then, have a little bit of momentum. That's a possibility that could happen today. So again, everything is still on the table. I made it. It's yesterday one was 20, one was 13. This one is 16. So we're right in the middle. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.